From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 18th, 2019. We open with a deadly terror attack in the West Bank that took place yesterday that left an IDF soldier and a father of 12 dead. The incident took place at the Ariel Junction, where a Palestinian terrorist stabbed 19-year-old Israeli soldier Gal Kaydan, killing him. The terrorist, later named as 19-year-old Omar Abu Layla, then stole Kaydan's weapon and opened fire at several vehicles, including that of 47-year-old Rabbi Achiad Ettinger, shooting him in the head and neck. Ettinger, despite critical injuries, turned his car around to fire back at the terrorist, who fled in an abandoned vehicle of another driver he had shot at. Abu Layla then continued to the nearby Gitai Junction, shooting at and wounding another IDF soldier, Alexander Dvorsky. He remains in serious condition today. Ettinger, who was evacuated to Beilinson Hospital, died of his injuries this morning. Israeli security forces are searching for the terrorist. They detained his father and 16-year-old brother overnight, conducting extensive security checks in the area. Staff Sergeant Gal Kaydan and Rabbi Achiad Ettinger were laid to rest today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu toured the scene of the deadly attacks, vowing to find and bring the terrorists to justice, and also extending his condolences to the families, saying the heart of the entire people of Israel is with them. And in the West Bank city of Hebron yesterday, Israeli security forces detained a 17-year-old Palestinian girl who tried to enter the Tomb of the Patriarchs with a knife, brandishing the weapon after it was found in a search. Border police were able to detain her without the use of weapons, taking the teenager for questioning. Well, the leader of the extremist Otzma Yehudit party will not be running in Israel's upcoming general elections next month. Israel's Supreme Court yesterday, in a vote of 8-1, voted in favor of a petition calling for party leader Michael Ben-Ari to be disqualified from running over his anti-Arab ideology and incitement. This is the first time in the High Court's history that the candidacy of an individual rather than a party or faction has been barred. Otzma member Itamar Ben-Gvir was cleared to run. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is due in Israel this week. Pompeo told Fox and Friends on Friday that he would also be visiting Kuwait and Lebanon to help bolster efforts against Iran. The State Department said that in Jerusalem, the secretary will meet with Israeli officials to engage on critical regional issues, including countering the Iranian regime's malign influence and reaffirming the United States' unwavering commitment to Israel's security. Pompeo, they said, will also discuss the administration's dedication to monitoring and combating anti-Semitism. Prime Minister Netanyahu said of the expected visit with Pompeo, "I will discuss with him our efforts to thwart the military entrenchment of Iran in Syria. And above all, we will discuss the efforts to prevent Iran from attaining nuclear weapons." 2 suspects were arrested in Buenos Aires on Friday, suspected of the beating last month of Argentina's chief rabbi, Rabbi Davidovich. Local officials said they have also identified the gang with which the two are affiliated. Officials are still searching for a motive in the assault, but they do not believe it was motivated by anti-Semitism, as many alleged at the time, and they are not investigating the attack as a hate crime. The United Nations Human Rights Council is meeting today to debate Agenda Item 7, a consistent condemnation of Israel and its treatment of the Palestinians. Today, the Council specifically is set to debate a report on the recent UN Commission of Inquiry regarding Israeli soldiers' actions at the Gaza security fence during recent Palestinian riots, possibly calling for their arrests and for a boycott of West Bank Jewish settlements. UN Watch, which monitors anti-Israel bias at the UN, organized a protest outside the council meeting in Geneva today, led by the U.S. ambassador to Germany, Richard Grenell, who noted that Israel is the only country with a dedicated agenda item.
There is a reason why this happens in every session, multiple times every year. no matter which countries are elected for membership. The Human Rights Council has what it calls Agenda Item 7, a permanent directive to debate the human rights record of Israel at every council session. Such a directive does not exist for any other country on the entire planet. It speaks to the fundamental flaws of the Human Rights Council, that it not only singles out Israel, but it does so on a permanent basis. This is not just a form of bigotry, it is a sign of intellectual and moral decay.
Well, Israel continues to win medals at the Special Olympics taking place in Abu Dhabi. 15 at latest count, including today a gold medal for Israeli swimmer Guy Warakowski, who came in first at the 1,500-meter open water swimming event, and a pair of gold medals for Aran Bar-Peled and Shoshana Nadav, who won the doubles bowling competition. Judoka Levav Bar-Khan picked up a silver medal in the under 80-kilogram category today as well. They are among the 25 athletes of Team Israel taking part in the World Games. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, March the 18th. At 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth, followed at 7:14 with a discussion by New York attorney Jeffrey Katz on Jewish values through the lens of the great Jewish philosopher Maimonides. That's a program of ISGAP. At 8 o'clock, Cantor Deborah Kachko-Gray describes the influence studying with Elie Wiesel had on her and plays some of the songs she sang with him for Holocaust Memorial Day. That's in a program of the Jewish Historical Society of Fairfield County at the JCC of Stamford. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with founder and director of the Jewish Culture Festival in Krakow, Janusz Makuch. At 10, Borscht Belt comedians speak at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast, it's Innovation Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 18th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.